All right, the people of the state living along the hillside are taking their turn stalking in the path with methods of noise. Silverview Townhomes. On this side of my person, as I walk outside, U-Chem crossing path for purposes of light activity. The entity also sounding helicopter activity while I'm on the floor, on the staircase, walking downstairs. These are demons that are acting in sync, and the people of the state are random sounds of hammering. It's just an ongoing soundtrack as you are moving from place to place while the fake sun remains over your head. These are demons that are stalking in the path. On behalf, these are agents of the state of California that's engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring, and it's demonic activity. Okay, there is no position where the sun is going to be remaining over what is the overbury, and you're looking at what is very detailed. Let's look at what's on the roof of this building right here. This is light, engineered light, and the engineered light that you're seeing on my ceiling moving all around, that's how you know what that is, with an instrument to create noise. They're also a sex offender because that engineered light's moving all around on the ceilings and in the walls inside of my apartment. And they're doing so while the light source is remaining in alignment with me as I walk from my apartment to the leasing office where this fake sun remains until the end of the day. In the same position that I stood right now at 8:30, and it's over my head. It's over my head, as you saw in the video that I captured this morning at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's in its zenith over the top of my head as I stand at the same exact apartment building, and engineer light remains all over Silverview Townhomes. That whole property is going to be prosecuted for engagement, and what they're engaging in now is relevant to what is audible activity creation, criminal presence, and also facilitation, which is a separate and distinct. It's also relative to impunity. And this is the demon possession that is posing the public safety concern, because this is also a demon that knows that it's being documented and is delusional with regard to having any legal argument where the people of the state are going to be prosecuted. And this is somebody that will state, I was just cutting the weeds. That's a delusional psychopath, and it's a sex offender. It's a demon. It's a third party. Under what's a scientific impossibility, this is how you're stating you're not cutting weeds in the specific environment. They're demons that are acting in sync, crossing path in the specific environment while engineer light moves all over surfaces. That's pacing on the two streets at the same time. Those are demons. And engineer light moves just like you've seen waste management engaging in while they're driving by 1826 Lobdell Place. That's what these demons are doing, driving on Lobdell and Effie, Avalon. That is, I believe, 1816 right there, driving by, and engineer light moves across this house while this demon is to the left creating audible activity while the maintenance of the light source is over me. I've documented the light source in the same exact position. For example, also right here adjacent to building 1810 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the specific environment, and this is, you're looking at and understanding what is the in sync behavior of a population of demons who are also witnessing their own exposure at the same time. They're simultaneously witnessing their own exposure, and they are incriminating the officials, the government actors who are going to be prosecuted for what it is doing on behalf of that state. Okay, and those are the demons that are stalking in helicopters, that are sitting in the position of Sheriff Robert Luna, sitting as the head of the sheriff's department, sitting as the mayor, Karen Boss, or Base, excuse me, however you pronounce that state actor's name. And she is indeed a state actor where the Dark Angels of Los Angeles are engaging in an ongoing pattern of conduct as a population, not as an individual, not just these demons on the hillside. They are acting in sync with the people of the state that I'm documenting in an entirely different region who have nothing in common with regard to the sky space that's over me while I'm at the Ontario International Airport at 6:40 in the morning, where the light source is still present over me 2 hours from where I captured that light source outside of my living room window. This is indeed the P.O.C. You have a pattern amongst the population, which is speaking to what the government is doing while it's stalking and pursuing and remaining in helicopters, which again, that amount of resources, that sort of expenditure on what are resources provided to the state to engage in what are supposed to be lawful activities, and it's used for criminal conduct. Karen Base, nor is any other chief of police. For example, just as an example, the courts, they're not ignorant about that. This is revealing all the aspects of that system, and what you are also aware of is their condition while they engage in that system. This audible activity is that which the entity is also engaging with, is amplification inside of the office, inside of the apartment, and they're doing it in open view right now. I'm capturing video, and it's impunity, because everything that they're doing, their very presence is criminal. So this is workplace terrorism. I want to be clear, it's 8:37 a.m. The entity is maintaining a light source while I'm at the DMV in Glendale, and it's going to be the prosecution of the Glendale Police Department, who just rolled in relevant position under the fake sun that's over the Glendale DMV, while this demon's in relevant position creating ongoing audible activity. That's the soundtrack. All right, so you can just provide the same template. This is what waste management was doing while the fake sun's over me 2 hours from now. That was at 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday. That's how you know the condition and the ongoing impunity that I'm documenting committing while audible activity is being maintained as an entity. And this is while demons are stalking as I go from my apartment to the office. And that's the obsession that's revealed. This is why the entity is flying over my apartment, stalking 24/7 in helicopters as well. All right, that's the 24-hour agency that are the people of the state. And you have the aspects of that entity that will be subject to federal prison just as an initial phase of that federal prosecution. And then you have the rest of all of them that are going to be subject to what is a remaining federal prosecution and a criminal record for what will be recognized in the U.S., which is terrorism, the domestic enemy that is the state government that is acting in concert with the people of that state. And it is federal group stalking and monitoring. It's currently 8:38 a.m. and you're looking at the light source that's hovering over while I'm standing in front of the same office. This is where the light source is, where Jose and Sons are group stalking, and LAPD flies right over my head right here, and the light source is in the same position, and that's at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, non-movement of the light source. That's not the sun that would ever be present outside of my living room window on the same property at 6:44 in the morning. Also, never is it anywhere over the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court at 10:29 or 9:42. It's not going to be over the Ovid Family Community Library at 215 East C Street, as I documented on June 16, 2022, where this same exact entity engaged in kidnapping. That's not going to be the case at 10:29 in the morning. It's right here remaining at the same exact position, which is why the entity remains with this light source as I stay here, and it's over the palm tree. And the shadow of that palm tree is clearly seen. Building 1800, that's non-movement of a fake sun that's maintaining perfect alignment, is the same exact conduct as I walk from my apartment to the office, where the entity is maintaining a soundtrack, amplifying plane engines while demons are flying over my head in the sky space, while maintaining audible activity through the use of a weed whacker. These are the same minions that engage in stalking in laundry rooms using laundry machines to maintain the same exact soundtrack conduct. The entity poses the highest threat while demons do such conduct, which is psychotic, in helicopters. And that's the prosecution of the entire state, because the state is doing it through the people, and they all have the same condition, revealing the mental illness and the public safety concern, and it is indeed demon possession. All right, I want to be clear, this is the prosecution of speaker companies who represent the people of the state. That's why my workplace is the specific environment, and that's why the stalking by the state is occurring in the workplace. P.O.C.